cold, reckoning presence. They took everything, but they missed one thing. There's a moment, and most people never talk about it, right before everything changes. You don't know it's coming. You're brushing your teeth, or pouring coffee, or driving home on a Tuesday, and the world still looks exactly the way it always has. She was standing in her own kitchen when it happened. By the end of that day, her accounts were gone, her savings, 31 years of it, gone, her reputation dismantled, her name attached to things she never did. They took everything, almost. Her name was Margaret. She was 54 years old and had spent 3 decades building a quiet, careful life. Not rich, not famous, just solid, the kind of person who kept every receipt, locked every door, never gave anyone reason to look twice. She had a daughter in college, a dog named Reeves, the savings account she had fed $20 at a time since she was 23. That account had $214,000 in it on a Monday. By Wednesday, it had 0. The people who did this were not strangers. That's the part no one wants to hear. They were inside her life. They had been for months, and they were very, very good at what they did. But they made one mistake. Here is how it worked. First, they built trust. Slowly, the way you build anything that needs to hold weight. Carefully, methodically, with patience. For 4 months, they were exactly what she needed. Helpful, present, reliable. Then, on a Sunday night, they moved. Wire transfer number 1, gone in 11 minutes. Wire transfer number 2, gone before she woke up. Her email, locked. Her phone number, ported to a device she had never touched. Her identity rerouted through 3 states and a shell company that had been set up 6 months before she ever met them. By the time she called her bank at 9 in the morning, there was nothing left to freeze. The investigator told her later, "In 20 years, I have seen maybe a dozen cases executed this cleanly. Whoever did this, they were professionals." And he was right, except for one thing. One small, stupid thing they left behind. Margaret was methodical. That is the word her daughter used later. She kept a handwritten log, an actual notebook, pen and paper, of every unusual interaction she had, not because she was suspicious, just because she had always been that way. A habit from her father, who had survived things that made her situation look like a Tuesday. In that notebook, she had written a single sentence 3 weeks before the attack, a question she had forgotten about, never followed up on, did not think mattered. She had asked someone to spell their name. They hesitated just for half a second before answering. She wrote down both spellings, the one they gave and the one she had originally seen. They were different. It was one letter in a last name that did not match a document she had seen in passing and almost immediately forgotten. That one letter was the thread, and Margaret, methodical, patient, furious Margaret, started to pull it. She did not go to the police first, she went to the library. For 3 weeks, she slept 4 hours a night. She built a map on her kitchen table, real paper, printed photos, colored string, the kind of thing that looks insane until the moment it does not. Her daughter came home for a weekend, saw it, and said, "Mom, you look like a conspiracy theorist." Margaret said, "Give me 2 more weeks." By the end of those 2 weeks, she had connected the name discrepancy to a court filing in a different state. That filing led to a business address. That address appeared in a civil suit from 3 years earlier. That civil suit had a plaintiff, a woman named Doris, who had been put through almost exactly the same thing. Doris picked up on the second ring. She said, "I have been waiting for someone to call me for 2 years." Together, they had something neither of them had alone, a pattern, and a pattern in the right hands is not a story. It is a case. The federal complaint was filed on a Thursday. By Friday morning, 2 accounts in 3 states were frozen. The primary architect of the scheme, whose real name differed from his alias by exactly 1 letter in the last name, was arrested at an airport in Atlanta with a boarding pass to a country that does not extradite. He was 26 minutes from the gate. Margaret got back 63% of her money. Not all of it. It is never all of it. But 63% of 31 years is still something to stand on. More importantly, 3 other women in 4 other states had their cases reopened because of what she found. She did not set out to save anyone. She set out to pull one thread, and the whole thing came apart. They were professionals. They had done this before. They would have done it again. But they underestimated one thing, a woman who had learned from a father who survived things she never had to write everything down. 1 letter, 1 notebook, 1 thread. That is all it takes sometimes. That is all it ever takes. They took everything, but they missed the one person who knew how to look. What would you have done with that one thing they missed? Tell me in the comments.